3 weeks later.
So we're here at the HDB Hub today to do our resale completion for our purchase. And typically when it comes to HDB resale completion, both the buyers and sellers need to be present to do the HDB sales completion or purchase completion. But right here today is a rather special case because actually our lawyers are actually attending our sales completion on our behalf. And why is that the case? It's because basically we're using a bank loan. As for why we're using a bank loan when so many other people who are buying resale HDBs or even BTOs are using HDB loans, I think this is something that I want to explain in another episode that we'll be uploading in future. But basically, we are using a bank loan, and that's why our resale completion is attended on behalf by our lawyers. One thing I also want to say is that our sales and purchase completion are on different days because our sales completion was actually almost 3 weeks back and our purchase completion is on today. Why is that the case when actually some people do utilize what there is this thing called the HDB contra facility provided by HDB, which allows your sales and purchase completion to be on the same day itself. But for our case, our sales completion and purchase completion is actually spaced 3 weeks apart. Why this is the case, I want to explain this in greater detail in upcoming video, as this is rather technical and not every case is going to be useful to go for the HDB contra facility. And as for our case, we chose to do it the other way, which is to space our completion 3 weeks apart with sales and completion actually on different days. We've just arrived at a newly purchased home, and as you can see, this unit is actually delivered with vacant possession. And what do we mean by the unit with vacant possession? What we mean by a unit that is delivered vacant possession for resale HDB homes or be it resale condos is it's generally expected that the unit should be delivered vacant, right? So as you can see, all the loose items in the house have all been removed, and this is the type of condition that you should expect when you are buying a resale home in the market. And as you can see, all the loose items in the house have been removed. Even when we look into the bedrooms itself, all these loose items have been already removed. And this is very much a condition that you should expect. You can also tell that right now it's actually still the daytime. Now it's the late afternoon. We just come from HDB Hub itself. And you will see that actually right now I'm unable to turn on any of the lights in the house itself. Why is that the case? Is because the SP utilities account actually has not been turned on yet, and that's why I actually need this thing over here. But we have already called for SP to come and do the power activation and also the water activation tomorrow morning, so I'll be here tomorrow morning. So actually, it is best that if you can turn on your SP account before your key collection itself. It's best to set it on the same day as the key collection so that when you come down to the unit, there's electricity and water ready for use.
The next day.
Good morning. So we're here at the unit itself. We've finally gotten electricity and power after our SP account activation. So what have we purchased? We have actually purchased a 1378 square feet executive apartment right here in Punggol. This executive apartment, I would say, is rather special because this is considered one of the youngest available executive apartment that is in the resale market in the whole of Singapore, because as you know, the executive apartment scheme ended in the early 2000s. And right here in Punggol, actually, this has one of the youngest EAs in the whole of Singapore because this flat itself was completed back in 2004. Now, I'm not sure if you can hear some of the renovation noises going on, but there has been transactions within the estate itself, and people are actually buying into these executive apartments in Punggol. For what's the reason? I think there's demand in the market for large units, right? For a 1378 square feet unit in Punggol, it's difficult to come by. There are only 2 specific precincts in Punggol that actually has executive apartments, and what we have over here is 1378 square feet. Of course, we had the option of going for newer flats, be it just MOP flats that are 5 years old or some that are slightly just older, 10 years old. But when we compare the layouts, the floor area in overall is significantly smaller than what we can get over here, and this is 1378 square feet. When you compare to newer 5-room HDBs, BTOs, be it in North Shore or other parts of Punggol, you realize that actually this EA is still significantly larger than those other options. Now, of course, some people may say, hey, this EA a bit old, but this flat was completed in 2004, so it actually still has a healthy balance lease of over 77 years. But for anyone that's in the resale HDB market looking for a large floor size unit of this floor size range, about 1378 square feet, you realize that many other options in the market are significantly older than this. So for a flat like this completed in 2004, we feel that it is something that's hard to come by. And when you look at the space, it's something that is very impressive, right? Because right now, if I bring you from the main door itself all the way to this window, actually we're looking at a distance of over 11.6 meters, nearly 12 meters. In resale transactions, there's actually nothing such as like a defects check, because whatever you purchase and whatever is to be delivered is actually delivered in a condition where what we call as-is condition. So, you can't nitpick on things like, there being scratches over there and that to be rectified. There's no such thing, because resale HDBs are very different from BTOs that you take delivery from HDB. So this is a different process, and why I want to document this is because the resale transaction process and the BTO process of renovation, these are very different processes. And I think when you look at YouTube, there's a lot of people doing videos for BTOs, but when it comes to resale, I think this comes quite a bit rarer. So I want to do my part just to do this video series to help people understand how the resale transaction process is like and how our renovation process will be like for this house. So I think I've talked enough about the unit itself. What I want to do right now is actually to give you a quick empty house tour. And why is that so? Is because we're actually going to be renovating the whole unit itself. So everything is actually going to go, right? From what you see, example like the flooring, that's going to be hacked away. The existing carpentry and all these items, all of this will be going away. So we're actually starting everything from a blank canvas. So without further ado, I want to move into a quick empty house tour. So I hope this video hasn't been too long. It's just a brief coverage of our key collection and taking delivery of the house and some of the pre-renovation steps that we need to do before our renovation contractors come in. So what we've actually done is to engage a renovation contractor to do up the whole renovation of the unit itself, and we want to be documenting this whole process. I hope you can be patient with me because there's quite a number of parts to the upcoming episodes, and such as the upcoming episode on space planning and why we actually decided to buy this EA in Punggol. We want to cover this in detail, and the resale transaction process. So there's quite a fair bit of episodes coming up. So I hope you can stay connected with us on this YouTube channel. And for upcoming episodes, do subscribe and give a like, and that will encourage us to do more videos for this renovation series.